Hello, welcome back to Falcon Blues TV, you filthy animals. Good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching it, good morning. I feel like a Truman Show there. But yeah, it's nice to see you all again. And obviously we know, unfortunate loss for Everton yesterday at Ellen Road. I was there, and I've had a chance to now see the replays and whether it was a penalty, and it's caused quite a lot of debate. There's some people think it's never a penalty, some people think it is. You know, I seen Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville have an interesting debate about it where they both thought it was a penalty, but I could see Carragher was kind of like, I don't like seeing it because the rules are nuts, they keep changing and whatnot. Gary Neville, I thought, was a bit more where he said Tarkowski just looked guilty, and I was like, in my opinion, that's not a penalty. It's not. His arm's not in an unnatural position. It's by his side. He's actually went to the referee, and I'll get on to that prick in a minute. He's actually went to him and said, if my arms are by my side, is it a pen? He said no. Anyway, we're going to change subject for a second now. So, I don't know about you, but my favourite subject in school was history. You get to learn about the past, and if, what's that saying? If you don't learn your past, you'll fail to make the same mistake. Something like that, anyway. But yeah, I did loads of stuff. Vietnam, did Jack the Ripper for my GCSEs. And we're going to do another little history lesson today. Like Falcon Blues education today. A little history lesson on someone else. Pretty nasty like Jack the Ripper. This guy. Yeah. We all know who that guy is, don't we? Chris Kavanagh. So, I've done a little bit of research on Chris Kavanagh, and I'm sure most of you all probably know some of the mistakes. But we're going to go back to 2018, Burnley at Turf Moor against Everton. It was in Sam Allardyce era, so that would have been the season before we started this channel. That's how long it's been going for. We were actually going to start it during the Allardyce era, but we thought, nah, we'll wait. So Everton took the lead through St Tosin. I think it may have been his first Premier League goal for Everton. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. I'm usually pretty good with these things. Anyway, Burnley come back and won the game with a late goal through Chris Wood, and I nearly said Joey Lescott then. Ashley Williams was sent off, pretty much. And do you know what? It wasn't deserved. It was a deserved red card. So we're not gonna. I'm just saying that's one of the first games. This is the first instance. But guess who the referee was? Yeah, but Ashley Williams deserves to get sent off there. And to be honest, I think that was his last game for Everton. I think Allardyce bombed him out of the team after that. I'm pretty sure on that one. If you're a long-time viewer of this show, you may remember when we actually sold Ashley Williams, because I put Celebration, the song on, which few years found amusing. I don't think you would get away with it now because the YouTube nerds like to copyright stuff and there's an algorithm. Anyway, we're going to fast forward a bit now. So, do you remember the last game before COVID? The last game where we could actually go into the ground. It was Goodison Park. We were playing Man United. I think we took the lead through Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Remember David De Gea? I always get pronounced the players wrong. He went for a goal kick and it deflected off Calvert-Lewin. It went in. Can't remember who equalised for them, but what you probably do remember was Everton scored a late winner, but they didn't because he who shall not be named was down in the box, and it didn't deflect off him, but they deemed that goal was offside. They deemed it was interfering with play, even though he wasn't blocking the goalkeeper's vision. And Carlo Ancelotti was, justifiably not very pleased about that. He went onto the pitch and a referee sent him off. Guess who the referee was? Yeah, our favourite goblin himself, Chris Kavanagh. So now we're going to jump ahead to, we probably all remember this one, Manchester City playing at Goodison Park, and it's late in the game, and the ball comes over, and Rodri decides, he thinks he's Scottie Pippen, decides to handball it, blatant handball. Anyway, goes to VAR, they have a long check. They somehow decide that is not handball. Gold Stafford, if you can guess who was on VAR. Yeah, you guessed it. I'm starting to see a pattern forming here. You guys, what do you think? So we will then go to Spurs at Goodison Park. Richarlison is in on goal. Lloris comes out, catches Richarlison, doesn't get the ball. Richarlison goes down. There is contact. So goes to VAR. The referee in question, guess who that is? He goes to the screen. Now, what you probably know is it's very rare that the referee will go to the screen and then reverse his decision, or reverse the decision that was given, or the one that's saying, you might want to have a look at this, that's, well, I'd love to see the percentages, but it must be like 95% to give it. It's only rare. I remember this, obviously, and another one, but yeah, there's not that many. But lo and behold, we didn't get the penalty. And guess who went to that monitor? What a coincidence. I can't believe it. It's just amazing. Now the next one is against Crystal Palace away. Probably be a bit debatable, this one. This one probably, some people will say, yeah, it's definitely red. Myself, look, I'm still a firm believer in the art of tackling. If you win the ball, you win the ball. That's not a foul. This whole, his foot travels through. You're watching it in slow motion. You can't change the law of physics. You can't just move, imagine. But we're going to get onto that in a minute. So, Dominic Calvert-Lewin saw red. Have a guess who was in charge that day. Yeah, so this is what's annoying me sometimes, is that a lot of the pundits who are not doing the history really, look, if you make one or two mistakes, fair enough. Mind you, this fella's made several mistakes for other teams as well. Loads. I think Arsenal fans hate him. There's one with Declan Rice. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, do you remember Mark Clattenburg? Mark Clattenburg made the big error in the derby. It was the one where he looked like he was getting a yellow card out for Tony, but Gerrard had the word, he pulled the red out. Dirk Kuyt never seen red for a really high challenge on Phil Neville. And then obviously the massive one was Jamie Carragher putting Jolie and Lescott in a sleeper hold. He never reffed an Everton game for 7 years after that. 7 years. Not home, not away. Yeah. So this is my problem, right? So the ball's deflected, it's hit Tarkowski. Pundits who say that that's handball and he should have done it, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to not try and block the ball? Then you're going to say he's not doing his job. The other thing is as well, he's blew up and then he's asked the linesman. The linesman said, yeah, I think it's a pen. As Tarkowski said, the linesman's 45 yards away, and it's the same linesman who failed to spot this. Hawkeye there, yeah. Yeah, come on. If that's a penalty, you're gonna see 100 penalties given. Well, not over a match week, but you get what I mean. Why not just train the players to just aim for the defender's hands? And there's just no consistency with this rule. Look at Friday night, for instance. Liverpool played Bournemouth. Blatant handball by the Bournemouth player. Liverpool clean through. That was team. No, that's not handball. How? I'm sticking up Liverpool here as well. It's crazy. It is. Well, I guess some things just never change. What's your thoughts on it? Let me know. And you know what? It's been a while, but it's a new season. You can see I'm enjoying the pen, and the pen is mightier than the sword. I haven't put no one on the list in a while. Now, Kavanagh's on the list already. Do you want to see him on it again? Do you think I should do something else? Should we go one step ahead? What could that be? I don't know, but I'll give you a little hint. Remember that bike sniffer? Yeah, well, to be continued, but let us know your thoughts. Are we being a bit paranoid here? Is that just all a coincidence? And by the way, I'm not just saying this is against Everton. VAR was brought in to, help the referees. It's just giving them a chance to make the same mistakes again. But you let me know your thoughts. But as always, please like and subscribe. Press subscribe. We've got a load of new viewers. We always do at the start of the season, people watching, blah, blah, blah. We've had a lot of nice comments from Leeds fans, some laughing and that, but I think I've been pretty fair. It was nice to be back at Elland Road. Hottest ground in the That concourse, mate, wow, it was like a sauna. Also, the concourse had carpet. Jay pointed that out. I've never seen that before. Has anyone else seen that? No, I don't just mean any 92 clubs in England. Anyway, we will be back shortly. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of content in the build-up to Brighton, and then obviously, I'm looking forward for my first real experience at Bramley Moor. I did go to a test event. Unfortunately, I became very ill on Friday before the Roma game, and so I wasn't able to make that game. But at least I'm going to make it for the first league game. But yeah, like and subscribe, please. Let us know your comments. As always, up the fucking toffees, Colin Chong.